Hey guys, welcome to the 46th episode of the Blast Show. Is the sound working? Yes, check 1 2 1 2. Everything's good. Sorry for the delay. Got stuck at work. Just walked in the door. I will have everybody running up in about 2 seconds. What's up, Vitex? Like I said, stuck at work a little bit of a brain fart, but I'll be alright in a few. We got a lot of cool stuff going on today, obviously. I decided to, because everybody says I'm such a cold-hearted, mean son of a bitch, I decided to show the lighter side to me. And by that, I mean letting the fighting game community see a perspective of the women that are in not just the fighting game community, but overall in the gaming community as a general. People from media, from first-person shooters, MMOs, covering games, you name it, pretty much. I mean, we're gonna cover everybody. One of the other things I want to mention is, if you notice on the banners and whatnot, it does not say Trip Sessions no more.
Yes, it still does. That's why I just said to change it.
Which one?
The overlay.
I don't care. Whatever. They're gone. We're not dealing with Trip Sessions no more. There's no JamessMK. Two packs a day, yada, yada, yada. Which brings me to my point. Anybody with any type of musical talent out there, you want to submit to me a new theme song, you're more than welcome to. A new intro. It's not it's not a bad thing. It's just, we mutually decided that we're both going in two different directions, and we decided to part ways. I wish nothing but the best for Tim and Greg of Trip Sessions. Just we kind of look like we're going in different directions. That's it. Mic is low, they say. Is my mic low?
Might be.
I don't know. Do you hear me?
You sound fine, but I don't on the stream. Let me see. No, you sound fine.
All right. So anyway, we got a lot of guests that I'm going to get to. Let Natus get a couple of his quick shout-outs, and let me roll over a couple of people here.
What's up, guys? 46 episode as usual, and apparently it dawned on me by someone mentioning that in 6 weeks we do make a year for our 52nd episode. Don't know what we plan on doing for that yet. Me and James have not had a chance to talk about it, but when the time comes closer, we'll have a sit down and discuss on what we plan on doing for the 52nd episode of the year anniversary of OBS. Other than that, we got ECT 5 coming up this weekend. Guys, definitely go to the event, check it out. It should be good. Injustice being one of the big games out there right now. There should be a lot of people there. From what I already was told, from the pre-reg is over 120 people who pre-registered for that. So it's looking good. That's not even walk-ins yet, and walk-ins usually quite a bit also. So yeah, like I said, definitely check that out. Other than that, we did get some more DLC codes for Injustice. I'm waiting on James to send me that.
I'm not gonna.
Oh, you're not?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm giving them out today, and I'm giving them out to be in various ways. I don't have as many as last time, but I do have, and I'm going to give them out in random times during the day. I'm going to pick random people in the stream and give them questions. They answer the questions, they'll get it right. They'll get the codes.
Sounds good.
Alright, so like I said, guys, I apologize. Work is getting kind of fucked up lately, but it is what it is. It's what pays the bills. On a sad note, I'll let you in on a little bit of the personal JamessMK world. My wife and myself are splitting up, so I am an eligible bachelor again, guys. I am officially on the market to bang girls. No offense to having the women that are coming on the show, but just let everybody know I'm available. So Limbo Dog, if you think you can get some, man, go right ahead and try. Give it a shot, but she'll be in Ecuador. Guys, it wasn't a bad thing. It was it's a bad thing, but she wants to move back to Ecuador. I don't want to go. So we just agreed to part ways. No, DevilMaySpy didn't scare her away. No, it doesn't explain the woman's episode either, guys. This is not OBS The Bachelor edition. That'll be in a week or two. With that said, let me start adding people in here. Let's see what we got. Let's start with... I am going to start with one... Add people to group. Okay. Let me get a pen so I can start marking people down. And I am going to start. I am going to try to see if I could. I'm going to try to see if I can just go right down the list and add everybody at one shot.
Jeez.
Yeah. Well, I got quite a few, but so let's do this. Okay, let's go right down the line. Okay.
We got one.
We got one connected. We got Miss Angelina connected. RedinFamy is connecting. Miranda is connecting. You guys hear me okay? Let's see if my volumes are good. Okay. It's been a bit of a funky day for me today. Okay, let me go to, before I forget, let me add one more. Let's see. It'd be kind of cool if I could actually get like 12 people on at once. Add people to the call. While I'm doing this, why don't you run one of those annoying commercials that we do?
Done.
Alright. 2, 3, 4, 5. Samantha. 2. This is going to be kind of really cool if I can get everybody in at once. Okay. Wow. Look at this. We're going nuts here. Alright.
Can you hear me?
Hey.
Yeah, we here. Hold on. Somebody else is feeding back. Q, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
You're feeding back a little bit.
Oh, am I?
Yeah. Alright, so who don't we have? Rachel is the last one we don't have. So let me message her.
Hello.
Hello. Alright, yeah, Q, you're feeding back right now. The volume, I guess, is feeding through the speaker. So you might have to mute it back and forth, which is kind of annoying, but...
Is that better?
That's much better.
All right, we got everybody getting through here now.
All right, everybody. Looks like everybody's getting on at once. Okay, look at that. Okay, beautiful. We have Miranda. Miranda got a cool headset.
Thank you.
Hi, Anthony.
Okay, I am going to start from obviously the center, which right now is Miranda. Miranda, you there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello.
Okay. Give an introduction. Give an introduction to yourself, and then we're going to go down the line. Give an introduction to yourself, who you are, what you do within gaming in general, what games you play, and you don't have to give your street address, your social security number, any of that good stuff.
Oh, that's good news. Hi everybody. I'm Miranda. My handle's SuperYan. I play fighting games, mainly Street Fighter, or only Street Fighter now. In the past I play Halo, lots of music games, lots of puzzle games. I used to play Tekken. lots of console games too, but the only games I play competitively are probably or puzzle games, music games, and fighting games.
Okay, next.
That's pretty much.
Next, we got RedinFamy. You there?
Hey, what's up?
What's up? Give an intro to yourself. Let everybody know who you are, because I do a shitty job of introducing people.
My name is Tamika Moultrie. In the industry, I go by RedinFamy, and I'm a video game journalist. Cover pretty much everything in the gaming industry. Been focused on esports for a minute. What I've been playing? I've been playing Injustice lately, which is pretty cool. But I play mostly like a lot of PlayStation exclusives and stuff. So.
Next, we have Angelina.
Hi, my name is Angelina Montanez. I go by Red Soul. I'm the gaming editor for Evolve Entertainment, and I play Injustice and Mortal Kombat.
Next, we have the infamous Q.
Hello. I'm Q. I don't know, it's not much to say about me. I play games. I play Marvel, Super. I've been in the scene for over 10 years. That's it, pretty much.
And then next we have the better half of Yipes, Miss Persia. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yep, we hear you loud
Okay.
and clear.
Alright, so I'm Persia, IFC Persia, I guess. I play, well, mainly lately I've been playing a lot of Marvel 3, a little bit of Street Fighter. My primary genre is shooters, so Halo, Call of Duty. Started out with like PC shooters, so that's how I got there. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, and I gotta add one more person in here. I know he was waiting. Our newest of co-hosts, DevilMaySpy, and finally we have Miss Cujo, Katy. Are you there?
Hi guys, yeah, what's happening?
Not much. Just give a brief intro of yourself so people know who you are. Are you gonna
Okay.
be? By the way, you're gonna be at Evo this year?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
everybody catch Katy at Evo.
So, actually, I can see a lot of you guys next week. I'm going to be heading to Chicago for UFGT, so if anyone wants some, a couple rounds. I play fighters. I used to play shooters a couple years back. I play fighters now, mostly Street Fighter. I recently have been trying to become more competitive in Tekken, and I just picked up Injustice because it was just released, so it's 3 games so far.
Okay, now I have a couple of more I want to add in here. Let's see. We are adding in. Wow, we got a lot of. I don't think I've had this many girls on my show yet.
Yeah, I'm trying to get everybody's Twitter handle. Katy, I'm missing yours right now.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's Cujo Kate.
Cujo K, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let me go to, because I just had a new girl that jumped on here. Wow, I feel like I'm playing The Bachelor. What do we got here? There we go. And we got you in here. I hope you're a girl, BurnYourBra.
Hey! That's great.
BurnYourBra, you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep, loud and clear.
Burn.
Hey.
Okay, give an intro to yourself, games you play, and while you're doing that, I am going to get one more person. All right, let me just, before you do that, pardon my French to all the lovely ladies here, all you guys that are hitting me up with messages saying, let me get on, let me get on, let me go on. No.
It's not happening.
These are my girls for tonight. Leave them alone.
Damn.
Anyway,
You
I'm
just
sorry.
crushed every Stream Monsters dream right now.
Trust me, they can do what they want in their own privacy of their own home. They don't have to get on stream to do nothing. Okay, so anyway, BurnYourBra, give yourself an intro. What games you play, or what aspect of the gaming community you fall under.
Oh, okay. My real name is Sola. I'm actually 33 years old. I like fighting games. I've been playing since I was really young. I guess that's it, really.
And wow, we're getting. You know what? I'm putting. You know what?
Too many.
Yeah, the video call only spoke to 9 people. Latoya, you there?
I'm here.
You're here. I am going to not forget about you. I promise you. What I am going to do is there's a couple of others that want to get in. I'm going to bring you back in about 10-15 minutes. Are you cool with that?
Okay, that's fine.
Because if I put more than 9 in, I lose video for everybody, and everybody loses their visualization, and you know how that goes with guys.
Okay.
All right, I'll get back to you in a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. All right, so. But now the video will disappear. There we go. We're back on video again. All right, so anyway, what I want to start off with, and being that we'll start with Miranda in her little smiley face in the corner there.
What? That's me, actually, I think. Are you talking about... Okay, never mind.
My video went away. I don't know why.
Yeah, hit your video again. It should be.
That's my cupcake, though.
Oh, I see. I don't know. I see some little. Looks like some Mr. Potato Head thing. With
That's a cupcake. All right, 1 second. All right. Hello.
It's going. Okay, there we go. Wow, you got like, what do you got, like T1 at your house or something? Your video was like perfect.
Huh? Oh, yeah, we have really fast internet.
Okay, so I'm going to start with you, and I'm going to ask, basically it's going to be the same question going around, and I just want to get your opinions. Obviously the biggest question, how do all of you feel about how women are treating in the gaming community as a whole?
I don't know how to answer that.
Let me explain.
There's so many different cases and so many different scenarios. Like I mean, at a tournament, on Xbox Live, on League of Legends chat,
Well, let's just say, you know, the overall, when you go and you play games competitively, if you play games competitively, if you cosplay, if you're working within the industry, you know, and again, keep in mind, this show has been known for just letting it roll. Now, if some of you have sponsors, and you got to kind of keep things in check. Cue your feedback.
Oh, sorry.
If you can't totally cut loose, I understand it. But when you go to a tournament and you walk away, how do you feel women as a whole are being treated?
At a tournament, honestly, pretty normally. Especially lately. I know my experience in the fighting game community. Fighting game tournaments, there are so many more females, or so many more women competitors now than there used to be. It's not even a weird thing anymore. When people, I feel like people don't even think it's that strange anymore, because I think everyone at this point has seen a girl compete at a fighting game tournament. People have been beaten by girls in fight. It's like not a weird new thing anymore. So I feel like it's. I mean, I'm treated completely normally. Now,
do you guys find that you know, there's there's the fighting tournaments per se, and then there's almost like a women's division of it, where it seems like they more want to put women versus women rather than just say, hey, look, if these girls can come and whoop a guy's ass, let her come and whoop a guy's ass.
You're asking if I feel that people divide women?
Yes.
Some people do. I don't think as a whole they do. I mean, I mean, when more girls were cropping up in the fighting community, they had some girls only tournaments, and I wasn't really happy about that. But if it brought more girls into the community, that I see that as a good thing. and if it made more girls comfortable in the fighting game community, that's a good thing too. But I don't like the whole there should be a girls division, there should be a guys division. I don't think there should be, because I don't think there's anything in the female brain that keeps us from playing at the same ability that men do. It's just I feel like there's a lot less women that play and a lot less women that put as much time into it as the pro male players. So, I mean, that's probably why you don't see a lot of pro female players.
I mean, now, do you guys, and this is, anybody can interject at any time. I just started with Miranda. I mean, I'm not trying to get a pissing match, and, obviously, guys, if one person's talking, unless you're really, really adamant about getting your point across, you can tell somebody to shut the hell up. But, so, I mean, it goes pretty much around to everybody. I'll go to Katy, because I know you do a lot of the cosplay.
Right.
I don't know who else does the cosplay in the group really too much.
I mean, for me, personally, the cosplay only started out because I had Halloween costumes that were, basically just laying around. And I thought, well, you can only wear these Halloween costumes basically once. And I decided to take them to Evo 2011 was my first tournament. So I just brought them along and just to see how it would go over. But the only way I would wear the cosplays would be if they were fighting game characters or fighting game involved. I don't think that any random, this isn't a cosplaying event, this is strictly for building hype in the community, help making it an exciting place. So that's the only reason why I wear fighting game specific cosplays. Yeah. But mostly, I mean, I do the cosplays on the side. It's mostly just for a fun little thing, but I like to be known as a competitor first and foremost. And my experience in the FGC is mostly everyone is very, very nice and kind at the competitions, but when you get online, it's a totally different world and a totally different atmosphere. You get this hate mail sometimes that's just really, really offensive and really outrageous, and it's just you take the good with the bad. And I'm sure that's the way it is even with everyone. You get good mail, you get bad mail. It's just how it is. I mean, I think basically it comes down to it's a little bit more ingrained in guys' heads. You don't want to lose in a game to a girl, so they get a little bit more offended by that. But you just gotta let it roll. It's a nice hobby, and you just have to have fun with it.
I mean, a lot of guys. I mean, and I agree with you 100%. Guys don't want to lose to girls. I guess there's some kind of internal pride in guys that if they lose to a girl that's been playing a game competitively just as much as a guy, it's somehow, some shortcoming for his masculinity. Well,
no, you know what it is, and I think it's why, I enjoy the FGC so much, is that when you're looking at games such as shooters, it's a little bit more of a strategic game. There's a lot more planning and stuff involved. With something as short as a fighting game, there's a lot more, it's a lot faster. There's a lot of ego and pride on the line. Everything has to be very, quick thinking, and it's almost your wit against the other person's. It's how well you know your character compared against the other person's character and how to pick them apart and take them down. And I think basically when you get, people against each other and those egos are on the line, it's just so much emotion all at once. And I think that's what makes it so exciting, even watching, the tournaments online or when you're sitting there. It's like a giant soap opera almost. You don't know what's going to happen because it's so volatile and exciting,
Yeah, I mean, it definitely, my perspective, I'll admit, and guys have broken my chops about this. I had actually at MLG Columbus, I believe it is, got paired up against I believe she was about somewhere between 9 and 12-year-old girl in Mortal Kombat. But she popped off at me, so I had to baby her. I mean, it was something I just had to do. And it was a father-daughter team. He brought her in there all proud, and I couldn't get my pad to work, and she was giving me that like, come on, old man, don't you know how this thing works? And I'm going, I said I really didn't come all the way from Ohio to be told by a 9-year-old kid how to hook up my my pad. And so she took my pad from my hand and said, I'm going to set you up. And she goes to set me up, and she plugs it into the wire, and it still wouldn't power up. So I look over to the PlayStation, and the other end of the USB wasn't plugged into the actual PlayStation. So I proceeded to tell her, and I guess it was wrong for me to do, and I guess maybe that's why I don't have kids. I said, here's your problem, you snot-nosed little kid. And I took it and I plugged it in. And I told the father, I said, get ready to take your daughter to Losers. Was it mean? Yeah. I definitely, but had I lost to this girl, I do believe I wouldn't have
hurt. Yeah, most definitely.
More than hurt, I wouldn't have been able to live it down in the community. I think guys in the fighting game community have a tendency to jab one another more, especially if you're at a high-level tournament and you do lose to a girl. But what a lot of people don't seem to understand is girls can bring it. And I've seen that, in everything from fighting games to first-person shooters. I'm far from an expert of League of Legends, but that kind of takes a little bit of thinking, and I kind of have that sinking suspicion that women are a little bit better when it comes to thinking things out than guys.
I don't know about that.
Well, I mean,
everyone has their pros and cons.
That is true. Yeah.
Now I'm gonna swing over to RedinFamy, because what is your take on it, especially coming from a journalistic point of view? And then after you, obviously, Angelina, you too have that journalistic side.
As far as women, when it comes to in the gaming industry on the journalism side, there's not that many women, and of course, it's a male-dominating industry. You'll get challenged more than your male counterparts a lot of times. Sometimes integrity is questioned, which I think is unfair. But a lot of times, because we're in this industry, we have to prove ourselves more than a lot of times needed. It's like, since I was little, I've always just played with boys on playing video games and such. I'm a tomboy. So it's always been a challenge. So it's nothing really new to me. I'm kind of used to it already, but it'll get on my damn nerves at times when I get challenged for no reason and I'm just showing my worth and things that I'm proving to myself. There's a lot of times it's like this glass ceiling in the gaming industry that just needs to be broken, and that women are here and it just needs to be accepted. Women are 47% of all gamers, period. So it's 2013, and it's just, people just need just accept it for what it is.
Now, Angelina.
Yeah.
What say you as far as the treatment of women gamers as a whole?
I just don't think they're taken seriously, and sometimes I don't blame them. A lot of the females that do play or act like they do play really don't. Some people just want attention, and then it falls on the rest of us who actually do play. So now we have to work 10 times harder because somebody else wants attention from the gamers.
Well, why do you have to work harder for that, though? I mean, that doesn't affect you. It's just them. It's just them being.
When you go into a
annoying.
tournament, when you go into a tournament with the rest of them in there, as soon as you walk into the room, whether they know you or not, they are gonna label you that way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that happens.
Automatic
but-
claptrap.
Cute.
Automatic
Yeah, but
claptrap.
until a female wins a tournament or does something significant, then somebody's gonna notice. So you can't really blame the male population of the gaming industry or community or whatever it may be for feeling that way when there hasn't been a female to really prove herself. Kayane's probably been the one who's done the most, I would say, as far as winning goes, and she's amazing in Soul Calibur. Sherry, she's good too, but she hasn't won anything, so you can't really defend anything against that when there hasn't been someone other than really Kayane to win a tournament, of not just a local tournament, not some weekly, but a big tournament.
Yeah, I get you. I get you.
Well, I know for me and RedinFamy, to the journalism, we have to work 10 times harder. And even when we're better than our male counterparts, we're still going to be put down just because we're
all the time. I mean, and just like me and Angie, we hold editorial positions and get tested on a day-to-day basis. I mean, even when we go to large type of venues, like even if it's E3 or something, you walk up to someone and you interview them, they automatically think, wow, maybe this girl don't know what she's talking about. And then when they finally get a chance to hear you and talk about anything game related and know what you're actually speaking about, they're in awe. What is there to be in awe about? Like, your gender shouldn't hold any type of fact towards your work. So
I think it also comes down to, and it's just like the guys, except with us, because we're a smaller crowd, there's going to be a group of guys that want to go to tournaments or go to EVO just because they want to get together, go to Vegas and go to the tournament too. So you have the casual players. So you have casual girl players, and then you have real competitive girl players, and they want to go out there and practice, and they want to go because they actually want to win. So I think it's, with guys and girls, you have that same amount. You have casual players and you have actual training competitive players, and it's just wherever you lay in that group, I guess.
Okay, I'm actually
so many factors. There's a lot of factors to it. I mean, it goes from women who's trying to break into, I mean, whether it's competitive gaming, whether it's journalism, any sector in the gaming industry, there's so many factors. But a lot of the main factors, even the one that Angie had touched on when she touched on as far as women that's not portraying themselves as women or considered the hoes of the industry, they make it harder for the actual ones that's trying to just do it on a straight and narrow. So that's like one problem that hurts anyone in the industry that's just trying to make it on a straight and narrow.
But they're not going to go anywhere. So, like, why should it matter to you? Like, if you're there to do your... It
matters because it's a standard that I mean...
Well, I understand the standard, but I'm just saying that they're not going to go anywhere. They're not going to go anywhere. So, like, I mean, if you're there to play your game...
Somewhere. I went to a tournament, and I went to one tournament. I mean, I'm new to the fighting game community as far as covering it, and I've got to see a little bit of the aspects, not as long as y'all have, but I've got to see some of the aspects of it.
Well, I mean, I've seen it too, but I'm just saying it's not going to go anywhere. Like, when I walk in, it bothers me that, there are quote-unquote pro-hoes, but I'm not there to determine who's a pro-ho or not. I'm there to play.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah,
I mean, for you...
I'm talking about, like, you're the professional player, but I'm saying when it comes to just women in the industry, period, whether it's in the fighting game community or not, it's just what guys... See, as us as women in the industry, of course, we're not going to... That's not our problem amongst ourselves. It's amongst the guys we're up against.
But it's a guy, honestly, the fighting game community... Okay, I'm referring to the fighting game community. It's majority male. So, of course, that's going to attract attention. That's what I'm saying. Until it's majority female, then it's not going to attract that much attention. So, like I'm saying, for me, and I think other females,
going to attract attention.
yeah, it is. It is. But
dominated.
I mean, I understand how it can affect you, or if you think it can affect women who are quote unquote legit. I'm just saying that you shouldn't waste your time, or you shouldn't try to focus on that. Focus on why you are there. I mean,
that's not my,
they will get theirs in time,
you know. Focus. What I'm saying, it's not a focus. It's just one of the problems. I'm not saying it's a focus, and I'm not saying like that is the one in the big ass lights. All I'm saying is it's one of the factors. It's one of the factors that women hurting themselves.
Oh, I understand that.
I'm not saying like that is the common denominator to the whole problem. I'm not saying that. It is a bit. It
females, honestly, when it comes down to it, all females like attention. I don't care what any female says. All females like attention.
I like attention. I like attention.
It's a human nature, but
everybody does. Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
I mean, it's a difference in how you want to get that attention. And I'm just saying that, like, it shouldn't really matter. I mean, I understand it. I hate it too. But that's not my focus. I'm not there for that.
Yeah, it's not a focus. I just said it's one of the factors. That's what I'm saying. If I'll go somewhere and someone just automatically thinks something, then I think it's a problem. I've seen it in the fighting game community. It's not like it's something that let's just forget about.
Yeah, you don't have to tell me, but yeah, I understand. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like there's just too much attention toward like pro hoes. I mean, honestly, I don't really give a fuck about them. If they want to go and spread their legs, let them. Like I'm not gonna stop them.
Yeah, it's definitely not the right way.
Your main thing is, you know, just beat the shit out of somebody that you're going against. That's.
Yeah. But you know, the thing is
this. It doesn't concern me. Yeah, it doesn't concern me if people have their own way of. I mean, if they're gonna be using the fighting community to get attention. How long is that going to last?
Exactly.
I know people who've done that. It happens. And then they're like, okay, all the boys added me on Facebook. And they get bored and then they leave. And that doesn't concern me at all.
A new one arrives. It's like
the bus.
It's like the bus schedule. A new one arrives. That's what I'm saying.
But the thing with me is, okay, guys can use that and create a stereotype that all girls are like that. And if they want to judge me that way, then they're idiots. And I don't care what they think. And if they don't, and they realize, hey, that's some girls, and then some girls aren't like that, some girls take the game seriously, then that's good too. Then they're thinking people, and I do care what they think. But I mean, those girls do come and go; they go away, and I don't really care about them. And I think the fact that we're even talking about them is giving them more attention.
Yeah, but
so,
exactly, Miranda.
I know why we're talking about it. It is an issue, but I mean.
Yeah, let me ask you this, Miranda. You know, as women gamers. That stigma, whether it sticks to a person in particular, it does affect women in gaming being considered, and it makes your pathway to getting, respect.
Like, honestly, it does tremendously. It does tremendously, but there's way bigger issues than other girls.
There is way bigger issues than other girls, but though the whole thing is this. I feel on both sides we shouldn't care about, you know, pro hoes or whatever the case may be, but it does kind of play a factor as far as the gaming community because okay, you have to try harder, you not being a pro hoe, and it's just like if you're a pro hoe, dudes will help you better than a regular competitor female.
Okay, but Q.
And then it's like
Q. You should not. We have to rely on someone else to help you. If you want to learn the game, you should learn the game. That's how I learned. Yep. I didn't give a fuck if anybody was going to teach me or not.
Everyone knows what they want to do. Like everybody knows their purpose and what they want to focus on, but it's what we have to go through that we're not even thinking about at that time.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you know what? And I think this is where you're coming in saying it doesn't just make a difference in the community or in whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. As long as you work hard and you show that you know what you're talking about and you legitimately try. Exactly. I think that people see that, and I think that people know that you actually care, and I think that's what paves the way. Because, I mean, when somebody's fake, You know,
Thank
you know when someone's putting on an act. And like you said, when you have an interview or you're writing or researching or even playing, it's like, you know. You just, it's just like a, I don't even know. It's like an essence. It's like, you know when someone's not real.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just
If
it. So you just
somebody-
gotta try
I'm
your
sorry,
best. You
I
gotta
just-
do your best. And at the end of the day, you know, you're the one that has to deal with it. So...
I mean, hopefully I'm not sounding like really like upset or anything right now, but I just don't understand why we have to give attention to these pro hoes. They're gonna, like Miranda said, they're gonna come and they're just gonna disappear. Like, I understand if guys flock to them to teach them, but if their mind is not in the game, they're not gonna get any better. To get better, you have to want to get better. So let the guys go and flock and teach them. I mean, if they're just in it just for the attention, they're gonna disappear. They're gonna get their ass kicked when they play in
I
the
was
tournament,
talking
and then
ones
they're
that
gonna
play
tire
both sides of the fence, actually.
Okay, well, I mean, yeah, they're. Oh, okay. Well,
I don't really like that term you guys are using.
Favorites. I love them.
To be
By the
honest,
way,
it's like, okay,
I mean,
if somebody
I
doesn't
wasn't talking about
respect
the
you,
ones that's trying to make it that. I'm talking about the ones that play both sides of the fence and be fronting and
Okay.
just
Yes, sir.
mess it
Yes,
up for
sir.
everyone else that's just
Okay, well,
trying to on the straight and narrow.
okay. Well, do you like this? Well, these females or female or whatever. I'm not gonna ask who it is, but have you talked to this person, or is it just your perception of them?
No,
Like,
it's what I've seen, and it's not my perception. It's what I've seen. It is what is known.
Okay.
known by who though? If
Yeah, that's
somebody
what I'm
doesn't
saying.
respect you,
Nobody.
if somebody
Nobody.
doesn't respect you because they heard through the grapevine that you're a pro ho, and they never came up to you and talked to you or tried to meet you or anything of the sort, then like to me personally, if someone is like that and they have that perception of me without ever meeting me, then I don't give a shit about them. There's no
Good.
point
Yeah,
in
exactly.
Actually, right now,
paying
like,
any mind to them because
this is a
There's a lot
problem
of
with
females
these
though. There's a lot of females I know, like that play games, and other people have came to me in tournaments saying, like, a rumor. They've asked me if this is true about that person, and it's just like I'm not gonna believe it because I know that person. And I tell them, why don't you go up there and ask them? If I hear something, I'm gonna ask them, and I've asked plenty of females, you know, if I heard a rumor. So I don't believe everything. It's a fighting game community. I'm not gonna believe every word anyone says until I hear it from their
people
mouth.
troll about everything. Oh my
Exactly.
gosh.
Yeah, but this is going from how people view women in general, and now we went from that to talking about little rumors and things
That's
people
true.
say about other girls, and girls talking about other girls, and we're girls talking about other
That's
girls right
true.
now. And I can't think of a
Exactly.
single girl in the community, honestly, that I know for a fact is that I'm friends with that is using the community anymore. I've seen girls like that in the past. I really feel like they've gone away, and I don't even. There's so many more girls that actually are out there to play now that I don't know. I also don't like the term pro ho, but it's just me.
So I mean,
And maybe
I
it's
guess
better than
that-
attention horror. I don't know. But,
You can use claptraps. They're called claptraps now.
oh shit!
Claptrap.
All right.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I feel
Well,
like as far as competitive gaming and the gaming industry, like marketing and stuff like that, that's like two different worlds. Like when it comes to competing, that's down to the player, but sometimes in the industry I feel like a lot of stuff is out of their hands, like the female game developers and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
personally, when it comes to competing, it's like when I'm at a tournament, me being a female is the furthest thing from my mind. I just want to go and I want to play and I want to compete. If my opponent feels a certain way about me being a female, well, then he can hold that shit because what did you want me to do? Like just
Hold
play the
that.
fucking game, you know?
Now let me ask you this, and that was the next question I was gonna bring up. Being female gamers, you're obviously treated differently at events. I mean, as much as people want to say, no, we're gonna treat you just like one of the guys, you're never treated 100% like one of the guys.
My thing is this: I hate when you beat a guy and they use the excuse like, "Oh, I let you win because you're a girl." Bullshit! You got your shit rocked. Plain
Damn.
and simple. I stop
Yeah.
It's true.
Guys
I-
like us.
I've never heard anyone say that though.
I have. It's been said to me a few times. Not in the past, but actually recently it hasn't been, but in the past it has been.
I hate
You know,
that.
a lot
I've
of
never
excuses.
heard that.
I mean, you're lucky then. I mean, you are Miranda. I've heard
No, I'm not
it.
saying it doesn't happen. I'm just saying like I think people think it happens more than it really does. I'm sure it does happen though.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I
Yeah.
think it depends on the community too, where you're at. Maybe some are more accepting than others. But I mean, recently for me, I haven't heard it. So
That's
maybe it's changing.
The
That shit-
only
it sounds like
times I
just
ever
one
heard
idiot.
anything was just them blaming the stick. They would never be like, I let you win, but they'd be like, oh, my stick was so fucked up, and
Oh
that's
yeah,
why I
well,
lost.
there's lag, and it's the PlayStation and everything else. It's always
Regardless of the
something.
excuse, you lost. Plain and simple. Like, I don't care what your excuse is, you lost. That's it.
Sports games, they go crazy if you're a girl and you beat them at something. Like, it's just a game.
Well, some people it's more than that.
No,
so.
now let me ask you this. Now that you brought that up, do women cry about lag like guys?
Of course.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I've never heard a woman jump up and say, this game's bullshit, slam the control and go, fucking lag, why can't we play on Xboxes?
You know what, NCR tweeted about the PS3, and I was mad. Oh wait, that wasn't me, that was Christian.
Oh.
Oh, man.
Away from that one.
Anybody who plays a game and then they're forced to play on something that they're not used to. For example, you play on Xbox all day, a tournament's on PS3, you're not used to it. So of course you're gonna be like, well, this is the reason why I'm losing. Everybody has an ego. It's not it's not a
I think there's
secret.
no prejudice to that.
I hate playing on the PS3 though. Even if I have one, I can't stand it.
Bill Gates.
Not
that
Street
was
Fighter.
fighting games or every game?
Street Fighter
Oh,
in general.
yeah,
I like
everybody.
the exclusives, like Infamous, and I have a PS3 for that, but not for Street Fighter. No, I don't like it.
Now, is there women rivalries within the obviously from claptraps claptraps and pro hoes?
There we
You know
go.
that whole portion of it. You know, I'm gonna kick to the side, but I mean, I know Q, you had your
here we go.
your thing with Sherry. Is that a common, and is it a common occurrence? And on top of that, do you feel there should be, even though women are competing with guys, do you think there should be a, like in the world of WWE, the international, the intercontinental, the tag team, do you think there should be an actual women's champion, or do you not think there's enough women to actually have that happen?
I honestly don't know if there's enough girls. I hope there is. But I would love to see it, if you put it like that, like as far as like WWE, like who's the best. But yeah, I would love to see that. But if that's gonna happen, that would never happen. So,
I personally think that's pointless to have like a females division.
Yeah.
It's like,
I don't
who's the
think
best
that's
of the
about-
people who aren't good enough to win the real tournament? That's how it makes me feel.
It's like females fighting over table scraps. Like there are things we should all be striving for.
The idea of that, honestly, I'm not even joking. I'm 100% serious. The idea of that kind of tournament sounds exactly as silly to me as the idea of a
Not enough.
Mexicans only tournament. Like, that's how stupid it sounds to me.
Wait. OBS's first tournament is gonna be a Mexican only tournament, guys.
It's like you pick a minority, women or a certain race, and you're saying, let's see which one of that, who from that minority is the best. That's exactly what it is. It's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
maybe not KOF.
We've spent the first 30 minutes talking about how guys are dividing, the real competitive girl players from pro hoes and all this stuff and blah, 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 and stigmas. If we would have that female-only competition, that's going to further create that division between us.
Definitely.
So we need to just, keep the tournaments how they are. I couldn't care less. And we should just be happy to beat all of them. Just try to beat everybody, Just let it.
Now, one of the things is that, like, you go to a lot of the tournaments and it might be, 5 versus 5 East Coast, West Coast. I know at ECT they're trying to get the Capcom versus the MK community and Injustice. What about something similar to that? Obviously the women compete, in the tournament as a whole. But, I don't know, East Coast women versus West Coast women. Some way to bring women to that forefront of the tournament scene and give them more exposure. Now, I'm not saying, women go 0-2 and they're out and see you later, have a nice day. But if, there's another way to bring them to the forefront, to give them the recognition that the fact is they are there. And they are, they're not in there in numbers of hundreds.
But why would you need East Coast females versus West Coast females?
I'm just using as an example, I'm just saying East Coast, West Coast, whatever
And plus, people do forget about the Midwest is also there too. I'm just saying,
Sorry,
but
people forget
I'm from the
West Coast
Midwest.
no contest.
But I'm just saying.
You know what? We'll say everybody from Oklahoma City going west to Oklahoma City going right is two separate teams. Whatever it may be. Is there cliques of girls beyond just like clans? Especially in the fighting game community, is there some kind of hype that can come about that's going to bring girls more to the surface of the fighting game community?
Here's why I don't think that can happen. It's because, for example, right, I can only assume that when EVO had the female championship that was their attempt at doing that. However, like, hearing about how a lot of guys were just sitting back and watching and laughing at how it looked like, just like lower class of play from the females. It was kind of like a circus show. It wasn't really, and then that alone can alienate people.
From someone who was there, majority weren't laughing. Majority, like what I saw, were people pushing their girlfriends up to play and telling them, all right, push back to block. And they just wanted the stick. And some of these girls had no idea what they were doing at all. And
Which
however,
there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with them having fun. So, but I do agree there were guys in the back that were just like, kind of like pressuring, and then with the whole Sherry and the Bison girl thing, that.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh man, that was a bomb in the building.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. Like when that happened, and at that point, that's when I realized. Because at first I thought it was just for fun, but at that time I was like, wow, this probably isn't something I should have entered.
I kind of want to ask a quick question. I kind of want to ask a quick question to Q. When you played against Sherry, why didn't you pick Dawson?
Oh my gosh. Okay, because yet again, I was explain. My Dawson is not. He's solid, but when it comes to Viper, it's a very, very hard matchup.
Is it like a 7-3?
It's like a 9-1.
I think your Dawson is much better than your Rufus.
That's a bad match. That's like an impossible matchup.
But that's if Sherry's playing a perfect game. From the looks of the play that both of you guys were showing at that money match, like I don't think you would have had that much of a problem.
Actually, I was actually off. It's not like I don't know. I'm not gonna have any excuses. I just had an off day. It is what it is. Everybody has it, but I know, and I've done that matchup 1,000 times, Dawson versus Viper, and it's just so horrible.
Yeah, but
I might as well just stand there and just get hit. I might as well just stand there.
But against who's Viper, though?
Against a lot of people's Viper.
Yeah, but would you say Sherry's Viper is better than all those Vipers you played?
No, because I play Rasan's Viper, I play Sanford's Viper, I play a lot of top Vipers. So
exactly.
No.
Exactly.
And I lost with Dawson, so yeah. So I did better with Rufus and Cammy than my Dawson. My Dawson was getting owned up free. I didn't even know what to do.
I'm just saying, I think you should at least try Dawson for one game. I think you should have faith in your Dawson.
I do have faith in my Dawson to a certain extent, though. You don't understand. Being in that corner is very, very scary. It's very cheesy.
So that's all I wanted to know.
All right, so we have a guy that...
Like I always say, if she would like to run it back, I am more than welcome.
I think you guys should just drop it.
Yeah.
I personally think it should be dropped.
Oh, no.
That match was
I'm not saying as far as, like, whatever.
mediocre.
I just,
It should be dropped. It should just go away. You guys should just shake hands.
It was a last competition, though.
I'm sorry, what did you say? I mean, well, Well, you said that what? Wait, say that again. I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
She said competition.
Competition.
Well, yeah, that's I understand that, but like there
I
are
feel
other
like if you're
people
gonna-
out there as
yeah.
well.
You think it just ran its course?
Have it with like.
No, I just think there's other people out there. Oh, like I told Q when we were at Evo, when we went into the money match suite, Punko was there, and I was like, "Yo, play Punko," and Q didn't want to play Punko, and I was just like, "Yo, fuck it, I'll get bodied. I don't give a fuck," and I put my money on,
nice.
and I played him.
Oh my god!
Like I didn't care. I knew I was gonna get bodied, but I tried. I mean, to me, that was like the highlight of my night, playing people who are better than me.
Yeah,
Like,
and
where
that's
are
how
you
you
gonna
get
do?
experience in. You learn different matchups and stuff, and you get to see this stuff on stream, and then you finally get to experience it, That's what's so great about going to tournaments. You can run into these guys and, challenge them for a match or two, that's all.
So when you played against Cujo, you made me money, so that's all that really matters.
Okay, yeah, I did, but still. Still.
That's all that matters.
Still.
Okay, so
I'm just saying, like. I'm okay. I'm not gonna say it, but like, I'll put it out there. Like, if a girl wants to money match me, the first thing I'm like, well, there's all these other top male players around that I am not better. I'm not better than them. So why don't you go to that person? I feel like they would get a better experience money matching people who are better than them than money matching someone they think they can win against. Well, if that makes any sense. I feel like it's more of a female-female thing, because like females and females are competitive. So like if I walk in a room and someone's like, you should play her. For example, they wanted me to play last year they wanted me to play the chick from Japan, Sagat. And I was just like, no, I'm in here to play Wtih. Like I'm not here to just play females. But like the guys just wanted to see female on female, and I'm just like, no, I want to play like someone else. I'm just saying
Everyone.
Like, yeah, I'm just saying. So.
All right, hold on. I don't want to interject and cut because you guys. I'm letting you guys hash this out right now. But we have a member that comes into the room, and believe it or not, he will remember this for a lifetime. OBS Derptile is his name, and I have to start with BurnYourBra because you're at the top. I have a very important question.
Go ahead.
What is your favorite animal?
Ooh, my favorite animal. Wow, you put me. Shit. That came out of the blue. A dragon. Well, that's not an animal. That's a mythical.
Wait, as Triforce said, a kimono dragon is a real dragon.
Oh no, snake.
Okay.
Snakes.
Miranda.
Oh, this is a question for everyone. Can you get back to me?
Really? For an animal?
This is the
I like them all. Snake tits. I guess I like birds. I like birds. Probably the African gray. It's a really beautiful bird. It's very smart. I don't know. Birds. There you go.
Okay. Q.
Mine's is a hippo.
Oh, that's right. We already got you. We knew that.
Hippos.
Yeah.
RedinFamy.
Lion.
Kate.
I like tree frogs.
Tree frogs. That's like when Mr. That's almost as out there as when Chris, Mr. Allcap, said a koala bear. It was something that I wouldn't expect. Persia.
Yipes.
He's not an animal.
He's not an animal. That's a Snorlax. That's different.
Yeah, he's my Snorlax, so it counts.
He's exotic ass.
He's so rare.
Nobody's
and
gonna say a
lost
peacock
stuff,
next.
I still need an animal. It can't be a yipes.
What? That is a legit animal.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
I want a furry little animal, 4 legs, runs around in trees or in jungles. Or
plays Marvel.
Okay. I guess since Yipes isn't a real animal. See, you just made my answer like 10 times harder to think of. Oh, I like dogs, so I guess that counts. Chow Chows. It's my favorite breed. So.
There you go. Angelina.
I like Peter Dragons.
Wow, there's a lot of dragon fans out there.
Do you have one?
I used to have one.
Aw, yeah, they're great. They're really cool.
Okay, anyway, as I rudely interrupted you all, Derptile will remember this, and 10 years from now, you're going to meet him in a tournament, and he's going to come up to you, and he's going to say, oh, hey, you're the one that likes the African gray.
Those are $800 birds, so, I mean, if they want to, like, if anyone wants to, you know, donate.
Which, speaking of which, 995 Phil, a happy birthday to you. He has like 5 of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
You can't walk in his house without hearing the birds squawking 24/7 in his house.
Yep, they're super loud.
Okay, so Derptile, to answer your question,
No, James, I got a couple questions from the Twitter right now for the girls.
I knew you were going to. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Well, who's that dude's voice?
This is the co-host.
Co-host?
Yeah, there's 2 of us on this show. I'm the one that's putting out all those messages and doing everything on Twitter right now and letting everything rock right now.
I'm just the angry guy that yells about Mr. Wizard eating too many McRibs.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. I got a question here. What advice would you give to new girls trying to enter the scene?
Don't be a pro-ho.
It's important why they want to enter this scene, because I mean, if they enjoy video games and they want to try playing fighting games, then that's a good reason to play, and they should probably find a friend that's like, you know, good, they can go to for help, you know, because some people on SRK are idiots and they can't find answers there. It's easier to have someone in person help you out if you have any questions. If not, you can try to teach yourself, but it's a lot easier if you have someone to help you out. And find a place to play casuals that you're comfortable in. And go in as many tournaments as you possibly can and enter. Don't be scared to enter tournaments. It's basically, if you're holding off entering tournaments because you're scared, then you're just going to be holding off entering tournaments forever. So you have to just get used to it. It's scary the first time for everybody, not just girls. So just enter tournaments. You're gonna go 0-2 your first like 5 tournaments. So what? Like, just keep playing and you'll get better.
Pretty much. If you want to play, just play. Like, you know, if you love doing it, just go out there and do it, and don't be afraid. Pretty much what Miranda said.
Right.
And also, you know, don't expect people to hold your hand. I mean, there are going to be people out there that will help you, but majority of them probably won't.
They won't.
So you know, don't expect people to hold your hand. Like, sometimes you're gonna have to go out and learn it on your own. I mean, that's what I have YouTube for. So.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true. YouTube videos. Yeah, definitely.
Exactly.
I forgot about that. YouTube videos. Watch YouTube videos. Tons of
I
them.
found that the best way is to just get in the training room.
Yep.
Get in the training room, play online, you know, and just pray for the best. That's it. You know, you have no one to rely on but yourself, so that's
All
about
right,
it.
I got another question here for all of you ladies. What are women's views on dating within the community?
Persia.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm perfectly happy. Finding Yipes was probably one of the best things that's ever happened to me. I'm very happy with him. It's been over 2 years now, so I don't know. I just haven't been happier. I don't think there's a problem with dating in the community. I do think there's a problem with girls thinking that some guys are okay to trust with dating, what they think is dating in the community. And this, once again, turns around to be where, like, pro-hoes start, I guess, because they think they could trust somebody. And then, you know, FGZ is one giant high school. Everybody gossips with everybody, and everyone, like, you know, there's no secrets, you know? Everybody just runs their mouth. So, you know, you can't expect something you do to be within you and that person, especially in this community.
Anybody else want to chime in on that?
I think I don't know. I'm just going off of from what I see as far as the community itself. I feel like there's nothing wrong with dating a dude in the community, like you know, like she said, or what Persia said. There's nothing wrong with it if you find that right person, and you know the community is like a big high school or whatever. But I feel that a lot of dudes in the community circulate chicks like dollar bills. Like You're with one dude, and then his homeboy, and then his dad, and then his pop. Like, that shit is crazy.
Wait, what?
Like they just circulate.
Get
Like
passed around.
they get passed around like a dollar bill. Basically.
I don't know anyone like I can't think of anyone like that, but I mean.
Hey, you know, wait.
I'm not checking Reddit. I'm not checking Reddit enough, apparently.
Guys in the chat is saying this is the On Blast show, so if y'all want to blast away.
We have seen ours. You know who you are, and we're just going to leave it at that. So, yeah, there's other dudes other than top players or other players. So, yeah.
I don't have a problem dating in the community as long as I keep my private life private. They don't need to know everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Like that's how I met my boyfriend. I beat him in be quiet Street Fighter. So that's how. Sorry, he's standing right there. He hates the story. I'm not even gonna tell the story, but I beat him in Street Fighter 10-0, and then I played him again and beat him 10-0. Then he finally beat me once, and then we became friends.
Damn,
Yo,
body.
wow.
Go away. Go away.
Streaming live on the internet.
But I mean, I don't tell people that because that's none of their business. Like, I mean, like, you know, if they ask me if I have a boyfriend or not, it's none of their business. That's my personal.
Yeah.
That's why, you know, I don't really care what other people think. I'm happy with them, so that's all that matters.
Great.
Yay.
My whole thing is I just get jealous real fast. You know, I mean, I've, you know, talked to some guys and it's like, you know, you'll be practicing against them and then they'll, you know, do something amazing. And I'm like, man, why can't I do that? You know, and then I'll practice and practice and practice. And then I can't, you know, I can't do the combo that they did. And I'm just like, you know, I just get real jealous and I get real mad. And so I know for a fact the relationship just wouldn't work out because I just get angry. I get angry and I get competitive and I'm just like, I just can't put up with it. So I would prefer, you know, not to date someone, you know, in the community.
No, I understand that, man.
Yeah,
Me and Yipes, dude. Me and Yipes, when we play Marvel, we actually had to stop playing Marvel together for a long time because in the beginning, you know, we would play and he would just be kicking my ass. And I would get so pissed. I would just be like, you're so fucking random. Like, I don't even want to play with you right now. Like, I would get salty like that. Like, crazy.
And then you want to punch him in the face.
Yeah, and then I get off and I go like lay down and he tries to like come hug me and I'm like, no, don't fucking touch me. And he's like, it's just a game. Why are you so mad?
Yeah, I know.
No, it's not just a game. It's my pride, okay? Like,
Yeah.
The exact same thing would happen with me. The exact same thing. And it was like, cause when I met, well, I don't know how much I should. Oh, when I met my ex, he wasn't that good, and then when we broke up, he was like godlike. So from that transition, every day he got so much better, and I would be like expecting, you know, go even with him, and then it came to the day where I came over and he's like, yo, I played Viper last night for a half hour. And I'm like, okay. He's like, oh, I want to try playing Viper with you. And I'm like, you're Viper, what? Half hour? What? Like, I don't think you're ready, right? He just destroys me, and I got so mad. And I'm like, you're beating me with like a character you played for like 15 minutes, and it made me really, really mad. And I just had to accept that he's a lot better than me, and that, I mean, I got over that, but that's it.
Yeah, like we can play
I don't
now, but before, like, you gotta get over that first, like the initial like pride, like beating that you get.
Yeah,
my boyfriend actually, he broke a few sticks when he was playing me.
Ooh,
like the ones when I was sponsored and I got like, you know, 6 from Mad Cats and stuff. Yeah, I have like 4 or 5 broken sticks just sitting on the shelf right now. Like he was slamming on the ground. I still have my stick I've had since 2009. So there's a few sticks I have that are still in boxes that he's not allowed to touch. And we hardly don't play anymore. Like if we actually played Injustice.
It changes the dynamic.
Yeah,
it changes everything, and you kind of like resent them a little bit. You're like, what the fuck? How did they do this? You know? I don't know. Yeah.
But then, like, once you, like, actually do start getting better, like, now, I still get bodied by Yipes, but when it used to be 100-0, it's now, like, 108, and I'm like, yes! Got 8 games, let's go! You know what I mean?
That's more than CD Junior got on him.
Oh, that's
Oh
true.
my
CD is
God.
ass at Marvel.
Oh damn.
I turned it off at like 80-0, and I said, you know what? That you can't jump for every game, Junior. Just stick with Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, stick with those games, CD. It's okay.
At least he's trying, though.
Yeah, no, it's good to see him try, but you know what? I personally, and you know, once again, I hate to admit my age, but being that I've been doing this stuff since 1976, 75, I can actually say when it comes to the fighting game genre now, it takes a rare person to be able to bounce between multiple games because the dynamics of the games are so different from one another. You know, a KOF, which is a heavy execution-based game, to an MK game, which is a little bit Marvel-esque, and then Marvel, which is just in a world of its own. You know, it's hard for a lot of top players to make those transitions. So that's why I kind of, like I tell Junior from the get-go, stay what you're good at. You know, it's okay to mess around with those games. If you see yourself succeeding, look at somebody like Chris G, who can actually bounce around, you know, for multiple games, or, you know, like a Sanford, or, you know, a Dominion, or a Yipes for that matter. It's a hard transition. Well, I heard he whipped your ass in Modern Warfare, though.
Yeah, right. I let him win, okay? And my stick was broken, and there was lag, all right?
Wow. Every reason.
All
of the above.
No, he is mad good at COD. I'll give him that.
But, you know, I just find it hard. Like, I mean, do you as women find yourself sticking to one game, focusing on one game, or do you see yourselves trying to branch out, playing MK, playing Injustice, playing Street Fighter, or do you kind of try to focus on one game since you're competing?
I love playing Marvel. I think it's fun. It's a shit ton of bullshit, but that game is still fun, and that's why it appeals to the masses. I like Street Fighter as well. I'm sad that they nerfed the hell out of my character, which is Yang. So I'm hoping they buff him next game, which if they do, then I'll play Street Fighter more. I am going to start playing Injustice. I think playing multiple games is fun. You just got to keep in mind that each game has its own like flow and its own style, and being able to transition between them, like especially if you decide you're going to compete, like that's the most important thing. That's like, because I do compete in shooters and fighters. So like a lot of things that playing fighters taught me about shooters was like movement and placement and spacing, and then a lot of stuff about shooters showed me a lot about exactly. It's like they offer hand in hand like things you can use in both genres. So I think playing a lot of different games at the same time is good if you can if you can juggle it, because I know some games like you can't really do that.
It just just change up your flow and everything.
Like,
which is cool.
Before, like, back in the day, I used to be able to play Marvel 2, Third Strike, CVS, but now, like, since playing Super, oh my god, I can't even play Third Strike anymore. I've been trying to crouch check and focus in Third Strike, and that's not happening at all. So, it's kind of hard, but once you get the hang of it, it's pretty freaking easy. I don't know.
It's tough. I mean, it's like we've been flooded with fighting games. You know, I mean, there's been so many fighting games introduced, and if you want to play, you know, competitively and really focus on it, I try to just stay with two games. You know, I mean, and even the other game is sort of suffering. So, yeah.
Let me cut into you a second. Latoya, you there?
Hi.
Hello. Sorry. Introduce yourself. I just added Latoya Jones, guys. Tell everybody who you are, what games you play, and what you're bringing to the table.
Well, I'm actually Vixen the Boss on PlayStation 3. I'm a huge Call of Duty player. I play Madden, NBA 2K. I play a lot of games, computer games, everything. So.
Somebody playing Candy Crush.
Huh? Oh, that's me. And
Somebody playing
Candy
Candy
Crush
Crush. Yeah.
and The Simpsons camp out right now.
Oh, let me get your. Let me. I need to be. You need to be my neighbor on Simpsons, man. I
Okay,
need
you have to add me. My name on Facebook is Vixen VIXIN Vet PS.
All right, cool, awesome. Sorry.
Yeah, play some 2K.
Oh yeah. But I'm from the Mr. and Mrs. clan, so we also have LadyFox. She's waiting too.
Yeah, you know what it is? The more I add, the more video I lose. And I don't know, pardon my French, ladies, but I know these streamers out there like visualizations. So if I add one more person...
Okay, wait, James, before you say that,
yeah.
Actually, it's my time to get off right now because I have to be up in a few hours for work.
What?
So when I'm gonna come off right now. You add in the next person. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing on the side for a little while longer on the Twitter and in the chat right now.
Yeah,
Okay?
Yeah, thanks for coming down and helping me out, man.
All right.
I appreciate you going to bed. And he just fucking drops like that, this prick. All right, so I can remove him from the group then. Fuck him. Done. Remove. No, I don't want to remove his contacts. He'll drop off. Let me get... Actually, I am going to bring somebody who wants to add into this conversation. And it's a person many love to hate and a lot hate to love. Let's see if he's on. And he's not on. So, Bill, if you want to get on, Brady, I hear everybody in the chat asking because he wants to add to this conversation. Get on Skype, and I will add you in. Okay, anyway, so did I lose people? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and that would be 9. Okay. Ladies, as far as, the tournament scene goes, to you, is there relevance to like MLG, to a grassroots, or is it just go and do whatever to an Evo? Is it just go and do as many as you can? I know there was a lot of anti-MLG sentiment from the Capcom community. One of the reasons was because they picked up Mortal Kombat and they felt that esports, the whole genre of esports itself, is a sellout. Do women actually have an opinion of that, or you just say, hey, just go with the flow?
I personally just try to go to any tournament I can get a good cheap flight to.
I hear that.
Cheap flight, room with a bunch of guys, so it's a cheap room, and then that's it. I try to go to as many as I can, as long as it's financially possible.
I try to go to tournaments or events that'll benefit me the most. Personally, like even though I do compete in shooters, I find no reason to go to MLG because I don't have a team. Like shooter tournaments like MLG and stuff, like I feel like it's really team based. If you don't have a good team, you're not gonna get anywhere. That's why I like playing fighters. That's why that I like moving to the fighting game genre. Like I don't need a team to do well. It's just myself. I'm only counting on myself. So there's no point in me going to a tournament, even though it may be fun. If it's not beneficial, if it's not going to help me step my game up, if I'm not going to be able to get casuals in and stuff like that, then I feel like there's no point in me going or wasting my money.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else?
I took the year off, so it is what it is for me.
Well, I went a lot last year, but this year I have other things going for me, so I have to kind of take a break. But once that's handled, I'll probably start going again. I mean, it depends on how I feel, but I'm like Persia. I'm picky on what tournaments I want to go to, and I'd rather go to ones that I've either had a good experience at before, or that might be cheaper or affordable for me.
And I think that's when, you really take a look at this and you realize how much we're really investing into all of this. I mean, you have to buy all your different flights, you have to pay for your venues, you have to pay for your games, pay for your food. if you're bringing your own console and everything, you're going to have to probably pack it because you're going to be carrying your stick with you, you know? I mean, it really adds up, you know? And then I try to go to maybe one tournament a season. And it really adds up, on top of the fact that, I mean, I don't know with you guys, but calling off work, oh my God, it's like these are my vacations, you know. I really don't get a vacation except for, you know, competing at these tournaments.
Yeah, I'm lucky I don't have to deal with that. I don't have to deal with that, but I understand. It could be very, very tiring. Like last year, I went all over the place, and it was tiring after a while.
I have a lot of tournaments to go to. Now that breaks the bank.
I just added in here LadyFox. You want to introduce yourself?
I'm LadyFox to die for on PlayStation. I'm in the clan with Vixen. I'm in Mr. and Mrs. Gaming, and yeah, that's me. Hey.
Now, you know, one of the things that I noticed is obviously the payout for games like Call of Duty and League of Legends and all these first-person shooters, MMOs, seem to be doing a hell of a lot better than the fighting game scene. Is that, for women competitors, is that a something that you guys consider?
What's that?
Hey. Oh, bad bitches in the building? I
Is that something that you consider, you know, changing genres of games, or do you just kind of say, you know, I'm a fighting game girl or a fighting game player, and that's all I want to do, or do you do like a lot of people I start seeing now? My best friend Marn is an example, chasing dreams in League of Legends. You know,
that's where the money's at, right?
That's apparently where the money's at.
Yeah. More power to him. Like, I mean, that's not my goal. So, I mean, if that's his goal, and for me, I mean, I play Call of Duty, but I don't play it like that. So, you know, I don't like shooters all that much. So, I prefer fighting games. So, I'm going to stick with what I know.
I think it has a lot to do with like resources as well. Like, you know, Marn had the resources to like build his own team, or, you know, from what I know of, and like his team's godlike, so they're doing good. It's like if I were to hop back to, you know, competing in shooters at events like MLG, I would have to find the resources of getting like a godlike team and like people who would take me seriously. I had a hard enough time doing that when I was only competing in shooters before I started playing fighting games. I would get dropped from teams because there was a guy who had an MLG pass for the tournament, and I was always just automatically the first one to be dropped, whether I was better than the guy they were picking up for the pass anyways. Wow. So it's like, even then, like, and even if I was practicing with this team for 6 months beforehand, they would just be so quick to drop me. So it's like, that alone is just really hard, having people who will dedicate the same time to it that you will, because it's not just you anymore in games like that.
Want to make a little bit more noise?
What was that? Who's making noise?
Sorry, I'm talking to D. Nothing.
So, I mean, now, are any of you ladies sponsored?
What do you think?
And the reason I asked this, and, you know, shout outs to Triforce. I'm not talking developmental companies. I'm not talking about, you know, being OBS. I'm not talking about being EG. You know,
Some
I'm
real
talking
corporate sponsors.
I mean, yeah, is anybody, you know, do you feel ladies get overlooked?
Well, I just heard typing.
What does that mean?
Someone's going off.
Oh, sorry.
So the question was what?
So the question is anybody sponsored by a I don't want to say a reputable company, but I mean, is anybody sponsored like an AGE, or does anybody have money coming in to go to events? You know, whether it be from team-wise, you know, like LadyFox team sponsorships or anything, or is everybody doing this shit on their own?
Okay.
Out
I'm
the
a part of
bank.
EMP, mostly. So,
Right.
yeah.
And that's a blurry line, I guess. So as far as
Yeah,
EMP goes.
yeah. It really is.
Because like I'm part of the VXG part of EMP also, but like it's more so to like local tournaments, ECT, you know, the Philly tournaments and stuff like that. Like, you know, I go there and I rep, you know, EMP and stuff because, you know, that's what I'm a part of. So but as far as like other tournaments, like, you know, West Coast tournaments or more out of state, like CEO and stuff like that, then that's a different story. But I don't feel any certain way about it because although I am very happy and proud to be a part of the VXG, part of EMP, at the same time, there's a lot of godlike players on the VXG Elite that deserve, you know, the money to go to out-of-state tournaments, and I would never want to take that away from them until I prove myself that I deserve that as well. So.
Well, for me, I'll make it short. I was sponsored, but I left. So, yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. But it was okay. It was so. It was fun when Mad Cat sponsored them. And that's all I'm going to say. Mad Cats was really cool. But when I left, Markman said I could still be Mad Cats, but then I was just like, well, I have other things going on. I'm not going to be going to tournaments, so I kind of walked away from it.
I have a question. Did any one of you ladies ever try to like get sponsorships on your own, or was it always either offered to you guys?
Oh no, I sponsor myself all the time. Even though I'm a part of EMP, I always sponsor myself.
No, I'm saying like going like making. I'm saying like like making a proposal to a company of some sort because you hold this amount of wins or such just to get a sponsorship from companies. Have you guys ever took the opportunity to do that, or was it always either just presented to you?
Well, I know LadyFox, Mommy, and I have all like talked about it. We actually like kind of got together, and we're gonna draft like the paperwork and stuff. But I took a year off the game last year, so I'm just now coming back. And so the clan, we just kind of just got together because we left our old clan, and so we just kind of got together and just took time out to just enjoy gaming without all the other crap. You know, for this past year, we've just been enjoying gaming. So.
Okay.
Now,
I mean,
I've sort of like thought about stuff like that, and I think once you get a sponsor involved, you know, you're gonna have that extra pressure. You know, you're gonna be held under so much more scrutiny than just I'm going to go out there, do what I can, you know, and play. And you're playing for yourself, you know. It's like now, it's like you have this added pressure of, you know, you've got this company, you're going to have to push whatever product it is that they're trying to, you know, endorse, you know. I mean, you're also going to be used as some sort of like marketing tool, you know. So that all adds up in the back of your mind, and it, you know, for some people it could be a good thing, and for others it can be a bad thing.
I mean, I feel like, I mean, like, for example, somebody like myself, you know, obviously, I'm a believer that if I'm going to ever get sponsored, whoever's going to sponsor me, I have to actually believe in their product. I mean, I'm sorry, guys out there, I will not get sponsored by Tampax. You know, I'm not out, you know, I can't tell you nothing about it. I'm just going to be like, yeah, go buy Tampax, great thing. If I don't, you know, one of the things I like about Fnatic, and I know people break his chops, he believes in PvP products. He sells the products well. I think he reps the brand very well. But one of the things that I feel is that these companies do not reach out to women enough. Women have, I mean, beyond me having a big fucking mouth, women have the gift of gab better than me, and they have the ability to convey a product, I think, in a better way that players would be more apt to actually even give it a shot. You know, for as an example, when you go to trade shows, you know, E3s and PAX, you know, here's a bunch of models that they slap in front of a game that have probably never played the game in their life, but they know it's going to attract people.
Of course.
Yeah.
That sex sells.
Yeah.
I mean,
And that's
can't hate
why
on
they
it.
don't reach out, because they reach out to the models first. I mean, I don't blame them. It makes their stuff look
But
good.
you're all beautiful, and you all play games. So why would they
There's
not?
a niche right there.
But that's not what they want, though. They want the models.
Yeah, they
because
want
that's
6
the
foot tall, size 2, you know.
Because they're catering
big
to
boobs.
the biggest
don't want-
base, and it's
I
male.
mean, there's companies that's not game related that do want to sponsor players, as well. I mean, I understand there's models out there. I mean, there's even like a modeling agency that just take up girls that's in gaming, because people get annoyed of just some chick over here and she don't know diddly squat about what she's even presenting. But I mean, there's opportunities out there, and I understand that a lot of players will feel pressure, but a lot of times I just see that it can grow into just like how sports is today, where you have this one sports player is endorsed by this company and that company, and it would just help out.
I mean, like I said, you know, and that's exactly right. I know, you know, years of working, you know, for Acclaim and going into E3s and CES, you know, we would hire these girls to talk about Mortal Kombat. And I mean, literally, it's like, oh my God, check it out, like Sub-Zero, like he just like throws ice and he can do slides and he can rip your head and spine out. And you're like, well, how do you do that? Well, let me go get somebody that knows how to play the game. You know, one of the things, like I said, there is a growing business for women, and no, they don't have to be size zeros, and as you guys said, of course, like you guys said, sex sells. But, you know, I think these companies now are starting to realize that, you know, the days of putting out crap are coming to an end. You know, and that goes to all development companies. You can see that just if you look at the last 5 years of how many companies have actually gone bankrupt. They put out shit products, and as a result, it don't matter what you got selling it. You know, the sex part might sell it, but if it ain't selling to the people that are actually going to play it, it's not going to go nowhere. But if I was running a company and I would have, you know, a booth that say E3, I would want girls, obviously,
That knew what the hell they
that
were
knew
doing.
exactly what they were doing. Correct. You know, so I mean, I think that's a growing market that's going to transition. You know, I mean, I hear everybody talking esports in 10 years, 5 years. People are going to be making $1 million. Get the fuck off the boat. Get a job. Get a degree. Enjoy gaming for the simple fact that you like gaming.
Yeah.
You know, and if you can find a niche in this scene, whether it be journalistic, game development, marketing, sales, get your ass out there and do that. But if you think you're going to be a $200,000 a year gamer, you know, whatever you smoke, hook me up.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know how true this statement is that I'm going to say, but I've heard it. I've heard that video games in general make more than the NFL. Okay?
Yeah.
That these companies make more than the NFL. So if we're looking at it financially at that type of a standpoint, right, where is all this money going? I mean, now I know you have to have the developers and testers and all this stuff, but the testers aren't getting paid that much. You know, some of the people that are hired to, you know, be sponsored and do things like that, they're not getting paid that much. I mean, this money is just sort of not.
Are you talking about the FGC, or are you talking about another type of community?
Well,
outside
I'm
the
just
FGC?
saying, I'm saying like the whole shebang. I'm just saying like basically the whole thing. You know, I'm just saying this money needs to be redistributed a little bit better, and I think the more popular that gaming gets in general, we're gonna see, you know, some more changes. But I mean, it's a huge multi-million-dollar market. You know, it's just, it'll take time to move.
I think that everything will expand.
Is somebody making a booty call?
Yeah, making a booty call to Tom Brady. Tom Brady, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, Jimmy.
What's going on, sir?
What's going on? Actually, video gaming doesn't make more than the NFL. But video gaming does make more. They make more than music and movies combined. And that's only because video games are harder to pirate than music or movies. And even going forward, I mean, music and movies are only going to get easier to pirate, where games are going to get harder to pirate. So basically, as far as like forms of media, gaming is the biggest moneymaker. The difference is nobody really knows how to put their hand. I mean, like there are a lot of guys, there are a lot of businessmen who see all the money in the gaming world. They don't really know how to draw a profit out of it. I mean, I've seen leagues come in. I mean, I've been doing this for 20 years. I've seen leagues come and go, and you know, people just blow $1 million budgets. The problem with gaming is that the gamers are. Without the gamers, there is no scene. I think we can all agree to that. You know, without the players, there's nothing. The difference is the players are on the bottom end of the totem pole. You go to an event right now, you're paying $40 to $50 to walk in the door, and you're paying $10 for your entry fee. You win the tournament, you win, what, $1,000? The person holding the event, if your game was the only game held, they're still making like $5,000 just off the people that entered your tournament, and you walk away with $1,000, and you won the tournament. So basically, it's, you know, the way it is right now, and even with CGS, you know, I was a part of CGS with DOA and all that other garbage out there, and they paid Fatality $2 million to commentate. They paid, you know, all the guys at the top, you know, the commissioner. What the fuck does the commissioner of CGS even do? I mean, what the fuck is this guy getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to do? I mean, all these guys are getting paid big money. The GMs are getting paid, you know, $100,000. The players make a near $30,000 salary, and the contract you have to sign is we pay you $30,000, and at any time we don't have to pay you shit even after your job is done. Take it or leave it. Go fuck yourself. And then, of course, when the league went under, everybody got paid except for the players. And that was, I mean, that's just how the gaming world is. And I mean, so it's really tough to really, be a professional at what you do. I mean, if you look at the NFL, you could be as good as someone like Peyton Manning or the real Tom Brady, I guess, in the gaming world.
Needs to be more organized in the gaming industry.
Well, I have a question for you, Tom. So I've always thought that, like, when people talk about console wars, like, this game should be on Xbox instead of PS3, and then people are saying, oh, the TOs don't have enough money. Do you believe that? Because most of the time I don't believe that. I think, especially if a TO's been running a tournament for, 5, 6, 7 years, I would think they've acquired enough money to at least buy 20 Xboxes or 20 PS3s. I mean, I'm not a TO, so like I said, that's what I perceive, but I mean, I don't know enough about it, so I'm not going to say that that's what they should do. But do you agree, or?
When it comes to the discussion of should a tournament be held on PS3 or 360, I think you just need to realize one thing. Mm-hmm. Fighting game players are the biggest bunch of crybabies you'll ever see. I mean, we whine, we cry about absolutely everything. Fighting game players are bigger divas than I think any other group of gamers. Fighting game players, I think, have this little thing mentally in their head where they imagine lag or they imagine stuff or whatever it may be. I think the whole, it usually comes to what is easier for the TO than it. I mean, I really think either system doesn't really matter. I think usually it just comes down to what's easier for the TO. In reality, the TO can probably do whatever kind of console he wants. I mean, look, we are gamers. Mm-hmm. We literally waste our money for nothing. I mean, gamers go to tournaments and they bring everything, spend $1,000 to go somewhere, and so I mean, it's not like a TO can't get access to it. At least getting people locally to bring 10 360s or 10 PS3s. The TO doesn't literally have to go out and buy a whole bunch of 360s or buy a whole bunch of PS3s. So I think that all these consoles, I mean, it's really hard to say right now because what's going to happen eventually is this. Right now, I don't think it really matters because you can get a converter and you can play, you can get your stick dual modded or whatever. But once the technology turns over and we have PS4 and the new Xbox, you're stuck playing on whatever they give you, then it's going to be a problem. Because you're going to have people that buy the new PlayStation that are used to playing on that controller on that format, and guys playing on the new Xbox used to playing on that controller, and there's not going to be a converter, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, and then we're going to have a problem where what does the majority play on? I think that's ultimately how it happens, you know.
Well,
which is why,
I mean,
you know, I think that's what decides the standard. I think, like, for the longest time, things were always Sony, only because fighting games were always PlayStation. It was PlayStation or Dreamcast, always. But then when Dreamcast kind of got phased out, everything was PlayStation. But once people finally began to have stuff modded, and there were converters where people can play their pad on any system, be it Xbox or
Yeah, you have the Chronos for that.
Yeah, then it was kind of like either way. Well, on the PS4 and the new Xbox comes out, it's the same problem. I mean, you're gonna. What if you have 10,000 people on Sony playing, and then you only have 5,000 people on a new Xbox? Well, the standard has to be Sony because it has the most players. You know, so I think that's what ultimately will decide it going forward.
Okay.
I got a couple of questions that have come across on Twitter. The first one is directed to all the ladies. How long do you train for, and do they go out to their local scenes if there are local scenes?
I got a big two.
I try to practice as much as I can. I don't get to practice as much now that I started working a full-time job, but I still try to find time to practice. The opportunities I do get to go to, like Big 2 or something, I enjoy going and I enjoy playing casuals. I've been trying to go to House of Crack like a lot, but they hardly ever hold anything on the weekends, so it's hard for me to go.
How do they? What is House of? I hear this. I just don't want to go because of the name.
Don't even do it, Jimmy.
Well,
Don't even go there.
no, they're all really cool. Like, I really like appreciate Bum like going out of his way. He's kind of making a hub in NYC that, you know, opens up an opportunity for players all around, you know, the area to come and get casuals, and people who, you know, they may not go to Big 2 and place top 3 all the time, but they still want to go there and they still want to practice with everybody, you know. He's really helping people like step it up, and I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I just wish he would hold the session on Friday, Bum.
I'm not dissing him about it. I'm just saying when I hear House of Cracks, I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, really? I'm sorry.
Man, that's why.
Jimmy,
That's how it originated.
I'm glad this question came up because I think this is the ultimate thing that is the biggest problem with gaming. I mean, everyone talks about, look, like you, Jimmy, I hear you say it constantly. To be a quote-unquote pro gamer or a professional, you have to have some kind of income to make you a professional and some kind of residual income to be a professional, or, you know, to do this professionally. The thing is, when it comes to gaming, the problem is they can't sell gaming. That's the problem. See, gaming has this stigma around it, where the guy that goes out and he buys his season Lakers tickets every year, to this guy, he says, I have no business on the court with Kobe Bryant. You know, I have no business, you know, on the court, so I'll pay to watch him. But he looks at gamers and he says, look, you know, I got a wife, I got a kid. I mean, if I played games as much as you, I'd be just as good. So you can't sell something to a guy who thinks he's as good as you are if you put the time in. What are you going to pay for it? And I think notice this question right here. You know, what is the first thing that you hear somebody ask a gamer whenever they do something good? Is it or is it not, how much do you practice?
Yeah.
True or false?
It's always
right. True or false? When was the last time you saw a professional athlete, after winning something, ask, how much do you practice? You never see it. Do you know why? Because it's a given they practice. But more than that, it's a given that they have natural ability that the average person does not have. Hence, practicing is irrelevant. They're just better than you. When it comes to gaming, people don't look at gaming like a skill, like, oh, you have a natural talent to play. You are a skilled gamer, and you work hard at it. The world looks at us like, look, you guys are just a bunch of losers who put a bunch of time into a game that I don't have time to put into, and you don't deserve anything. That's how the world looks.
Yeah, but you know what? The problem with that is if they broke down gaming in that aspect, like in sports, there'd be 8 people in a tournament. I mean,
Yeah, well,
that's reality. The tournaments, the numbers in the tournaments. If you put hold the bar up and say, like the NFL, you're not going to be a walk-on and just walk on to a team on the NFL and say, yeah, I was working in Dunkin' Donuts last week and I decided to be a quarterback today.
I went to the practice.
Yeah, and just walk in. And if they do that with even just any fighting games, first-person shooters, whatever the game is, there's going to be a significant drop off. Where I would say close to 3/4 of the people that show up would not be considered professional as far as a gamer goes.
I mean, they're different, but the difference between the gaming world and the sports world is in gaming, your fans are actually on the field with you. And I think gamers don't realize, I think a lot of times gamers can be, especially fighting gamers, can be very condescending. They have a very arrogant outlook on things. They call people trash constantly. This guy's trash, this guy's free. And they don't realize that the guy they're calling free is their biggest fan. And you're calling them trash. Oh yeah, I bodied that nigga. I bodied that nigga free. Whatever. I mean, and he's just like, yeah, I know I suck, man. I'm here because I could come out to a tournament and I want to, I don't care. And I think fighting game players don't realize their fans are on the field. And that's what separates gaming from sports. The difference is to make money off gaming, you have to be able to sell gaming. And how do you sell a bunch of people playing a fighting game? See what I'm saying? That's the biggest
Hey
difference.
guys, I don't want to interrupt you, but I got to go to work early tomorrow, so I just wanted to say thank you so much for this opportunity. I had a really good time talking to all you guys, and and if anyone's going to be in Chicago next week, you want to get some casuals in or whatever, I'll be, running around in the tournament, so I'll be seeing you guys later. Okay?
All right. Thank you very much.
All right,
You're always
thanks.
welcome.
We'll see you. Bye, guys.
Have a good night.
Bye.
So I have a question, Jimmy.
Go ahead.
For the panel here. All right, so you guys, I mean, as women playing fighting games, and I mean, obviously you guys brought it up earlier with, a lot of the girls that become seen as, I guess, quote unquote, gamer groupies, so to speak, and we all know who they are, yes. But you guys,
Yes, we do. Don't front like you don't.
I'm 100% serious. I don't.
Yeah.
And
Be that as it may, but for those that take things seriously, I mean, how hard is it? I mean, does it irritate you knowing that guys tend to look at you differently? Obviously, guys are the dominant, whatever in gaming. They basically, the majority, whatever. I mean, how hard would you say it is to actually be legitimately respected? Like, how frustrating is that to want to be legitimately respected and know that a lot of guys will just fake respect you just to try to, whatever.
That's what I was trying to say earlier. It's kind of crazy.
Did you say fake respect? Like they pretend to play nice, trying to talk to you or whatever. It's pretty easy to tell when people are doing that. I think.
Yeah,
and if they are doing it, and I don't detect it, it doesn't last. So.
But I mean, it's like, for example, if I'm doing something and I'm terrible, and I'm doing something wrong and I'm just not good, I would want someone to tell me, dude, look, man, you're not good, and tell me why I'm not good and how to whatever,
if they're being patronizing?
Yeah, I mean, no, you're fine, you're good, or whatever. When you're sitting here going, I'm losing, God knows whatever, I'm obviously not good. Dude, just tell me straight up. I mean, how frustrating is that? How do you deal with that? I mean, that's something
it's not really frustrating. I just feel like you have to have a tough skin, and that's with anything, whether it be gaming or working or whatever. Because I was in the Army for 8 years, and I worked in an all-male unit, so we got this a lot. Being a woman, some men always look down on you as if you can't do what they're doing, and so in the way that they're doing it. So it's just like, you have to have a tough skin, and you have to know that, hey, I'm gonna be able to do this, and you're gonna be able to tell who's fake, period. You're gonna be able to tell who's being fake. When you're doing wrong, when you're doing bad. So I mean, you just gotta chunk it up, take some constructive criticism and don't look at it like, oh, he's down on me just because I'm a woman.
Just because I'm a girl.
That's like what I always say. It's like I feel like I could do the same stuff you're. Sorry.
Latoya, you're echoing.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It's like I feel like I could do the same thing that you're doing, but my hands just won't allow me to do it.
Well, I'm not gonna go there. I gotta get. With that said, I'm gonna step aside to grab a beer quick. So you keep talking.
Okay. Personally, like, it doesn't bother me for them, like, if I'm playing with somebody and, you know, I know what it is. Like, if I'm getting bodied, I'm getting bodied. Even if they're like, no, you're doing good. Fuck that. I can tell when I'm getting bodied, right?
Yeah.
What bothers me more is if I'm legitimately trying to, like, play with you and you know, something doesn't make sense to me. So I'll ask you, oh, how do I get out of this setup? Oh, you know, if I neutral tech this, like, you know, like shit like that. Like, and they'll be like, I don't know, I'm doing random shit. Or I don't even know what side I went on. You know what I mean? Like, feeling like they can't even, like, help me when I'm legitimately trying to, you know, find an answer, you know, or do something regarding a specific situation that might have happened during the game, and they can't, like, help me with it because they don't want to help me with it, or whatever the case may be. Like, that annoys me. And it annoys me, like, if you play someone and they don't play you to their fullest. I feel like it's a disrespect because I'm playing with you. Like, if I play against a certain person, you know, I want to play against your real team. The reason I'm playing with you is because I want to get experience from the characters that you use, yet you go and pick troll teams. I have to beat your troll teams just to get you to pick your real shit. Like, that's a disrespect to me.
Yeah, I feel that 100%.
I really hate that, like, when guys do that. Like, you honestly, like, you know, Persia saying, you honestly ask them a real question, and then it's like, they're so, like, their ego is so big, it's like, no, you know, why do I need to help you? You know, figure it out on your own. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, if we're in a community, this is the community. We're supposed to help each other out. You know, I read on a lot of people, a lot of people post on Facebook. You know, I'll say, for example, like Stanford, oh, why aren't there such top female players? Well, maybe if you would help me, I would be a top player. You know,
I mean,
I don't know. Like,
not everyone got there with help from people. I mean, some people paved
Exactly.
Like, who did John Choi ask for help? You know.
See, that's why I don't think.
But if I ask you a question, it doesn't hurt for you to answer it. You know.
It does. Well, I mean, when you ask someone a question, you're asking them a favor. You're asking them to take the time to explain something to you, and maybe they don't want to do that.
Yeah,
but
this goes back to what I was saying. You cannot expect anyone to hold your hand to ask you questions. You're going to have to learn on your own. That's the way I did it. I'm not saying everyone should do it that way, but that's the way I did it. I learned the hard way after asking. I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. You know, I'm just going to learn on my own, personal experience.
I did too.
I mean, I look at it this way. Like, for me personally, growing up gaming, you know, you learned it in a lot of different ways. You learn not to throw by getting your ass thrown out the arcade or through the window. You know, this kumbaya mentality that, you know, everybody feels entitled now. Well, hey, Tom Brady has this tech. Let me just call him up and ask him for it. It didn't happen that way.
Or like, see, the difference being is like now you have YouTube. You know, everyone's connected. Like different fighting game communities all over America, all over the world are all connected now. We can all see other tournaments across all over the world. But back then, you know, you had the arcade or you had your best friend or, you know, so you pretty much learned and you had to learn on your own. And people in the arcade weren't nice. You know, they never were. So, I mean,
I was a scumbag.
You can't really expect it. I mean, you can't really expect it now for people to say, you know, let me hold your hand or let me show you that, because most people won't. They want to keep the knowledge to themselves. So if you want to learn, you have to go out there and you have to figure it out. I mean,
well, the thing is, I think a lot of the girls do go out of their way to try to get better. The difference is, like, you'll see two guys, and one of them is just starting out, only been playing for a little bit of time, not too long, and he'll get beat really bad by some other dude. The other guy will say, you know, even though I beat this guy bad, this guy's got a lot of potential, and devote so much time into him because they say, hey, if I get this guy really good, this guy will really help me level up. The difference is you never hear that of like a female fighting game player. You don't ever hear, hey, you know, whatever, she has potential, let me put some time into her. You do whatever, play for a little bit, give you some quick advice, like, oh yeah, just do this more, and then that's it. Does that bother you? And what do you think?
No.
Is there anything that you guys? How do you
nobody
guys feel
wants to
about
do that. Nobody wants to do that though. That's
It doesn't bother
Actually,
me because I'm used to that though. Like for me, I'm used to it. It doesn't bother me. That's what I'm saying. Like if it doesn't have, I don't know. People nowadays just expect like they see some type of new tech and they just go on YouTube and practice it and do it in a tournament and think they're godlike. I mean, there's more to that. You have to sit down. You have to grind it out. You have to lose to win. And you can't like be a top player overnight. It's not gonna happen.
Now, do you
actually?
Go ahead. No, Miranda, go ahead.
I actually got a lot of help from people, and I live in a community that's full of a lot of good players, and I was actually lucky enough to get a lot of help from people. I had to ask them though, ask them nicely. I mean, I don't want to take their time away. I don't want to assume that they're gonna roll out the red carpet for me because I'm a girl. But I mean, there are cases where a lot of people are gonna help you. There's places where people aren't gonna help you, and it's just the individual. I don't think it's like a whole group effort not to help girls or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see it that way anyway.
No, I mean, it's guy or girl. It don't matter. I mean, and I look at it this way: the ones that don't help, you're dicks. Plain and simple. There's no reason at this day and age you can't help a person out. I'm not telling you how to beat me. I'm just saying, show me. Don't give me the basic tools and then cut me loose. That whole Jedi Master Yoda type shit. And it's always been an honor. In fact, Bill will tell you, 20 years ago he used to come into my arcade. And it was. I didn't tell you all this stuff, but I give you enough to let you go on your own. But now I feel like everybody feels, well, I have tech. I have this tech. And it's a matter of, I think with girls, I think they don't, and I'm sorry, I don't think guys take you serious. It's not a myth. And I wish there was a, I don't know, maybe I'm a ERA guy or something. I wish there was a movement where women would start bodying guys.
Well, that is stereotype. That's a stereotype. That's basically women can be as good as fighting games. That is a big stereotype. That's true. And it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to think that just because someone's not a guy that they can't be good in a fighting game, which is ridiculous. So, my last question, Jimmy, before I get out of here is,
if I could just say something real quick before you start the next question, regarding that, I don't think that the stereotype you're talking about, as far as, oh, just because you're a girl, you can't be good at fighting games, I don't necessarily think like that's the stereotype. I think what the stereotype is, you're a girl, so you can't, win a championship. You know what I mean?